rail fans, Dave here. This is Chapter 2. Chapter 1 was all about planning, doing diagrams, seeing what you had in the way of land, area to build a railroad. This one is all about rolling stock. We're going to talk about engines, cars, names of manufacturers with addresses so that you can contact them. We're going to talk about connecting them. How do you connect cars? There are several ways to go about that, oddly. So we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about track. After all, you can't run a train without track. You'd be surprised if you haven't already known. There are several kinds of track, and the kind of track you buy will depend on what you use in the way of power to get to the trains, battery or track power. We're also going to talk about electricity, what kind of power you want on the railroad, what you should plan for, how to run the wiring, things of that nature. A lot going on in this one. Stick around to the end. We'll give you a preview of Chapter 3, the dig, all about getting your hands dirty outside as opposed to just planning, buying and opening boxes, seeing new trains and things of that nature. So enjoy this video, grab a pencil and paper, perhaps a beverage, enjoy it, and I'll see you on the other end.
This chapter will cover a lot of ground, picking the right engine, power, track or battery, and couplers. So let's start. Hi there, I'm Ava. I'll be your co-narrator along with Andrew. Before we get into rolling stock and track, let's talk about scale versus gauge. Gauge is the distance between the two rails of the track. We'll be using a gauge with 45 millimeter spacing. Scale is what engines, cars, and structures are. In G-scale, these can be from 122.5 to 129 or greater. It might be interesting to note that in America, we use imperial while most of the world uses the metric system.
Andrew here. Rolling stock is an important aspect of buying, building, and managing an active garden railroad. We presume you've looked at your layout on paper and made some decisions about which scale to use. This section is all about scale and who makes what. Here's a chart of the primary manufacturers and the scale they build. LGB is the biggest, with Pico right behind. Dave runs LGB and Pico. It's difficult to tell the difference. Bachmann and MTH both have 1/29 scale stock. Bachmann has 1/20.3 and 1/22.5 rolling stock in addition to 1/29 scale. Remember, we'll have all the information, including website addresses, in the comment section below. In addition, there will be information on European manufacturers below.
Now, let's consider the track you will be using. Most tracks look the same, but there are straight tracks, curved tracks, and turnouts, also called switches.
If you are going to run track power, we recommend brass track. It has the highest conductivity. Stainless track is less expensive and good, not the best for connectivity. If you're only going to run battery power, you don't need brass. Stainless steel track works just fine.
There are two more, just to confuse you. Aluminum and nickel silver. This is aluminum, not good for outside layouts, and has poor conductivity. Nickel silver is great and occupies the premium niche in outdoor garden railroad layouts. It's also expensive. One last consideration. Code. On the left is code 332, and on the right is code 250. 332 is recommended for American outdoor use. It's forgiving and thicker. Here's the chart of the two codes and some facts. You can stop the video to study it or take a screenshot to save it. Now that we've covered most track facts, let's look at connecting the track to itself and connecting power to the track if track power will be what you plan to use. Most tracks will have connectors attached to each length. All you need to do is hook them together. If you want the track to stay connected, or it is in a moving ground environment, you might want connectors that will help the track stay connected. Like these. There will be a link for all these items in the comment section below.
The last type of connector is the electrical connection for track power. If you plan to use track power, here are some options. From the best on down. The key is to think of a solid, tight connection.
Since we're talking about track connectors, let's address the train's track power. If you're going to use track power to run trains, use good brass wire and good solid connectors like this one. Battery power doesn't require power connectors to run the trains. With batteries, all you need is the controller. Regardless of the power source, a remote controller makes the train run, whistle blow, and horn blast. Battery kits, decoders, and controllers come in various sizes and control many aspects of the running train.
We suggest you talk with representatives from different battery pack and power controller manufacturers to get a feel for the direction you want to go. There are arguments on both sides of the choice.
Another issue is that most running stock comes with plastic wheels. Running trains outside calls for switching the wheels to metal ones. Remember to check the links below. There's a lot to consider and learn. Last but not least, coupling cars together to form a train. Most cars come with couplers called hook and loop. The knuckle couplers are prototypical.
And loop are best at keeping cars connected, but they aren't what you see on trains today. Back in the 19th century, link and pin were used. They were standard in America and used on logging and mining trains. Knuckle couplers are what most modelers in America use. G-scale has an unusual but curable problem: coupling different scale cars together on the same train. The solution is a transition car. It has a different height coupler at each end of the car.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ava. Take it away, Dave.
Well, that was a lot to unpack, a lot to consider, think about, and I encourage you to use the links below to visit each of the manufacturers, see what they have to offer, the size of and scale that they offer, the configurations, all those various things that we've talked about in these first two videos. And by the way, there's two to come. The next one will be on the dig, I call it, everything outside, actually working in the dirt, setting up the railroad, laying track, electrical, all those kinds of things. And the fourth one will be the final. That'll be the things to enhance and to help you grow interest in your garden railroad and to have visitors enjoy what you've constructed and worked hard to create. That'll be an interesting one too, and our final one of this 4-part series. You'll also find below two links, one to eBay and one to Amazon. Please consider, if you're going to be purchasing items, to use either of these links. Check out both of them. You'll find bargains on each side. We get a slight stipend if you purchase something using our links. Your price doesn't change. You don't pay a premium or anything extra, but we get a little stipend to help offset some of our costs. And I appreciate that. I also appreciate very much your subscription and viewing of these videos. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. And ring the bell, that way you'll know when we're uploading a new video. You'll also be interested that we will be having a video probably about 30 days away from now on ballast. How to ballast your railroad outside and be able to clean it without having to reconstruct everything when you use your leaf blower. That should be very interesting. And I hope you would hang around for that one also. So, again, I thank you very much. Please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.
A Chapter 4 Secret. Holding a person's viewing interest requires a bridge or trestle, a tunnel, and the train disappearing and reappearing. Happy modeling.